and gentlemen, welcome to our 9 p.m. English News Edition. I had the top stories. Djibouti celebrates Russian culture by a Cultural Day with an exceptional concert at the People's Palace. And in the international news, on the occasion of COP30, the IOM is sounding the alarm on the urgent need to protect climate-displaced people. Here is the details of this news edition under the auspices of Ministry of Youth and Culture and close partnership with the Embassy of the Russian Federation in Embassy of the Russian Federation in Djibouti. The prestigious concert of the Moscow Popular Choir was held last night at the People's Palace, organized as part of the Russian Culture Days in Djibouti. This high-quality artistic evening offered the Djiboutian audience a unique musical journey, highlighting the richness and depth of Russian vocal heritage through their traditional, popular, and contemporary songs beautifully performed. The event was attended by Prime Minister Abdul Qadir Kamil Mohammed, the Minister of Higher Education and Research Dr. Nabil Mohammed Ahmed, and the Minister of Youth and Culture Dr. Hibo Mumin Asowi, as well as the Ambassador of the Russian Federation to Djibouti. They present and underscore the importance of this cultural initiative, which aims to strengthen ties of friendship and cooperation between Djibouti and the Russian Federation. The ceremony also brought together ambassador and diplomatic representatives from brotherly and friendly nations, numerous public institutions officials, a strong turnout of young people, as well as active members of civil society. The enthusiasm of the audience reflected growing interest in international cultural exchanges, as well as the continued commitment of the Ministry of Youth and Culture to promote major artistic initiatives. This concert is part of a series of activities designed to celebrate diversity, encourage intercultural encounters, and strengthen the friendship between the Djiboutian and Russian peoples. The ambassador of Russia to Djibouti expressed his great satisfaction with the event, emphasizing its cultural significance and welcoming the warm reception it received from the Djiboutian public.
I am very delighted to welcome you to the People's Palace of the Republic of Djibouti, the main venue for the most important political meeting and official ceremonies. I am very pleased that the Djiboutian administration has granted us this wonderful venue for the Russian artist troupe from Moscow this evening. Today, for the first time in the history of bilateral relations, we are celebrating the launch of Russian Cultural Days in Djibouti. A delegation of about 40 people has arrived in Djibouti officially and specially to organize this unique event as part of a series of cultural events. The National Library of the Republic of Djibouti is hosting a Russian Films Festival, Russian language classes taught by professors from the Practice of People's Friendship University of Russia, and a concert by the Moscow People's Choir. This series of events is being organized by the Embassy of Russia in Djibouti, the Ministry of Culture and the Russian Federation, but also with the support of the Ministry of Youth and Culture of the Republic of Djibouti, the National Agency for the Promotion of Culture of the Republic of Djibouti, and People's Palace. I am very pleased to see the active development of a cultural and humanitarian relation between Russia and Djibouti.
And now, in her address, the Ministry of Youth and Culture, Dr. Hibo Mumin Asowi, spoke the celebration, highlighting its importance and the role it plays in promoting cultural exchange and national pride.
Avec un immense honneur et beaucoup de joie que je prends la parole ce soir à l'occasion de cette semaine de la culture russe à Djibouti, qui a démarré cet après-midi à la...
It is with immense honor and great joy that I speak this evening on the occasion of this Russian Culture Week in Djibouti, which began this afternoon at the National Library and Archive, notably by the Russian Film Festival organized by the Russian agency responsible for promoting Russian cinema internationally. This first flagship event of Russian Culture Week embodies the vitality and depth of the artistic and philosophical creativity of Russian cinema, while also testifying to the strength and friendship that unite the Republic of Djibouti and the Russian Federation. This remarkable achievement is stemmed from the framework of the Cultural Memorandum of Understanding that unites our two countries, a fundamental document reflecting our shared commitment to promoting cooperation in the field of art, education, heritage, and training, especially in the cultural and creative industries. On this subject, I would also like to say that Djibouti has participated at the highest level in several international cultural events organized by the Minister of Culture and Russian Federation. And in passing, I thank the Minister of Culture of the Russian Federation. Her commitment demonstrates our determination to promote intercultural exchange. Tonight, we are pleased to continue this celebration with an exceptional performance presented by Moscow Folklore, true living treasure of Russian culture and an ambassador of music and tradition. They are a powerful instrument of dialogue, of understanding and friendship by welcoming the Moscow Folklore in Djibouti. Djibouti reaffirms its commitment to promoting intercultural exchange and strengthening the human ties that bind our two nations.
And now, with the National Agency for the Promotion of Culture, ANPC, under the auspices of the Ministry of Youth and Culture and in partnership with the Embassy of the Russian Federation in Djibouti, organized yesterday the official opening ceremony of the Russian Film Festival, a major event included in the program of the Russian Culture Days in Djibouti. This series of cultural activities is being held on 15 and 16 November 2025 at the National Library, which is hosting cinema enthusiasts, lovers of international culture, and fans of artistic discovery for the occasion. The opening ceremony took place in the presence of the Director General of the NPC, Mohammed Hussein, His Excellency the Ambassador of Russia to Djibouti, and Senior Advisor to the Ministry of Youth and Culture, reflecting the importance given to this bilateral cultural cooperation. Throughout these 2 days, the public is invited to discover a rich and diverse selection of recent Russian films carefully curated for all ages and tastes. Through this festival, the ANPC and the Russian Embassy aim to strengthen cultural exchange between the two countries, promote artistic diversity, and offer the Djiboutian public an immersive window into contemporary Russian cinema. For his address, the Director General of the ANPC offered additional insight, elaborating on the objectives of the festival, the importance of promoting cultural exchange, and the commitment of the ANPC to support artistic initiatives that bring communities closer together. And now, under the presidency of Her Excellency Mrs. Safia Elmi Jibril, acting President of the National Assembly, the Children's Parliament held its installation session this Sunday, 16 November 2025, at the headquarters of the institution. Revived after a long pause, this gathering offers a privileged space for civic education. It allows young people to discover the mechanism of parliamentary life, learn about their rights, and express their societal concerns. In attendance were Her Excellency Mrs. Mona Usman Adan, Minister of Women and Family Affairs, representatives of the Menfolk, as well as several parliamentarians and SG of the National Assembly. In her address, the acting president offered the young deputies a warm and insightful welcome. She recalled the essential role of the National Assembly in drafting and voting on law, emphasizing Republican values and encouraging children to cultivate love for the nation. A highlight of this inaugural day was the official establishment of the Junior Parliament Bureau, responsible for conducting the proceeding of the session. This bureau, formed according to parliamentary practices, is composed of a president, two vice presidents, a quaestor, and a secretary of the bureau. The institutional training enables children to concretely understand the distribution of responsibilities, the role of internal governance bodies, and the organization of parliamentary work. This direct interaction allowed them to engage with their national representatives and gain a clearer understanding of how parliamentary life functions in practice. This session continued with a guided tour of the new hemicycle and institutional spaces, the president's rostrum, the committee rooms, and the library, an immersive visit that sparked admiration and curiosity among the young elected members. The day concluded with an official group photo bringing together the young parliamentarians, the acting president, and the deputies present, immortalizing a landmark moment of Djiboutian youth. In her speech, the Vice President of the National Assembly, Mrs. Safia Elmi Jibril, warmly welcomed the young parliamentarians, expressing her delight at their active participation. She encouraged them to engage fully in the parliamentary process, to voice their ideas confidently, and to see themselves as responsible actors capable of contributing to the civic and social life of their country. And now Mrs. Muna Usman Adan, Ministry of Women and Family, highlighted that the installation of young parliamentarians takes place in the wake of Djibouti's National Child Protection Week, underscoring the government's ongoing commitment to promote children's rights and civic engagement from an early age. During the installation ceremony of the child parliamentarians in the National Hemicycle, they had the opportunity to ask various questions to the deputies present. This interaction allowed them to express their concerns and deepen the understanding of how the National Assembly functions, as well as the role of MPs. In return, the deputies shared their experiences and provided the young participant with insight into their responsibility and challenges of this noble role. And presided over by the Honorable Sharmarke Musa Are, the Finance and General Economy Committee examined on Sunday, 16 November 2025, the draft law concerning the adoption of the financial accounts of the Center for Research, Information and Production in National Education for the 2024 fiscal year. The government was represented by the MENFOB, the Minister, Mustafa Mohamed Mahmoud, accompanied by the Director General and senior officials of CRIPEN. After discussions on the accounting and financial situation of the institution, the finance General Economy and Planning Committee issued a favorable opinion and forwarded the aforementioned financial accounts for adoption to the next public session. And now the International Blue November campaign. The Djibouti University Hospital, the CHU, organized yesterday a free prostate cancer screening day at Pilti General Hospital. This essential initiative, marked by strong attendance and the support of the country's highest health authorities, demonstrates the national commitment to combating male cancers. Their presence highlighted the importance of this preventing program. As cancer remains one of the most common cancers among men, the prostate, from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., specialized medical teams from CHU conducted an uninterrupted screening session. In total, more than 100 men benefited from this consultation. The CHU Djibouti expressed its gratitude to all participants, reflecting growing awareness of the importance of early diagnosis, a key factor that allows for more effective treatment and significantly improves chances of recovery. The screening day is fully part of CHU's ongoing effort to strengthen public health and prevention. The results of this campaign will help guide screened patients toward appropriate care pathways and inform future actions with the framework of the Blue November initiative. And now the General Director, Mr. Omar Mahmoud Ismail, reaffirmed his unwavering commitment to combating male cancers, with a particular focus on prostate cancer, which continues to affect a growing number of men. He emphasized the importance of early detection, prevention, and public awareness in improving treatment outcomes. And now, the Ministry of National Education and Vocational Training, in collaboration with the Paul Gérard Lajoie Foundation, inaugurated on Sunday, 16 November, the 35th edition of the PGL dictation, of a historic event organized for the first time in Djibouti. The ceremony presided over by the Minister of National Education, Mustafa Mohammed Mahmoud, took place in the CFEN amphitheater. It brought together numerous stakeholders from education sector, including the Secretary General of Manfop, Mr. Mohammed Abdullah Mayoub, Inspector General Mohammed Abdul, as well as teachers, parents, and students. This year's theme, Information and Communication Technologies, fully aligns with Manfop's strategic vision, which consider digital tools a key lever for transforming Djibouti's education system. In his remark, the Ministry of Mustafa Mohammed Mahmoud also praised the initiative, noting that it goes far beyond a simple linguistic exercise. According to him, the PGL dictation is a tool for intellectual empowerment, fostering discipline, perseverance, and solidarity while developing essential language skills in an ever-changing world. Manfo expressed its gratitude to the Foundation and all teaching teams for their commitment to support student access. The day concluded with enriching discussion on Djibouti's participation and the implementation modalities of this major educational event. For his part, in his speech, the Ministry of National Education and Vocational Training, Mr. Mustafa Mohammed Mahmoud, expressed his sincere delight at the inauguration of this edition, emphasizing the importance of this historic event for Djibouti. He highlighted how initiatives like this not only promote the mastery of the French language but also encourage discipline and intellectual curiosity among students. The minister also noted the chosen theme of information and communication technologies reflects the strategic vision of Manfop, which seeks to leverage digital tools as a powerful driver of educational transformation and to prepare students for the challenges of a rapidly evolving world. And now the MV Africa Sun was relaunched on 15 November at 5:30 p.m. following a month of intensive work carried out at the Djibouti ship repair yard in the port. The vessel had been placed on the floating dock on 15 October at 9:30 for a series of major technical intervention. The work included a full inspection of the hull and underwater structures, maintenance of electrical and automation systems, as well as significant structural repair on the deck. Additional operations were also carried out. Throughout the project, the teams ensured their strict compliance with safety standards and regulations specific to ship repair. All interventions were conducted in accordance with international standards to ensure the successful execution of the project. More than 10 tons of spare parts were transported by both by air and sea. In total, 150 skilled technicians were mobilized, working continuously over 30 days. This project represents 108,000 hours of labor, reflecting the team's dedication and enabling the vessel to be delivered on schedule. This morning, the Directorate of Agriculture and Forestry organized a national workshop marking the official launch of the process for preparing the 2026 National Report under the United Nations Convention to combat the desertification. The meeting also served as a platform for dialogue and various stakeholders engaged in combating land degradation, presided over by the Secretary General of the Ministry of Agriculture. The event highlighted the strategic importance of the 2026 National Report, which will assess progress made, identify ongoing challenges, and strengthen national commitment in the fight against desertification and inland restoration. Organized in collaboration with the UN Secretary and United Nations Environmental Programme, the workshop brought together representatives from public institutions, civil society, technical partners, as well as national experts working in the field of the environment, sustainable land management, and climate change. In his remark, Mr. Ibrahim Ilmi Mohammed, the Secretary General of the Ministry of Agriculture, highlighted that the National Report will provide the country with a comprehensive tool to evaluate progress in combating land degradation, identify persistent challenges, and strengthen national strategies for sustainable land management and environmental protection. And now, as mentioned on the title, the IOM on the sideline of COP30 has sounded the alarm on the urgent need to protect climate displaced persons.
Sidelines of the COP30, the International Organization for Migration known as IOM is calling on world leaders to strengthen the protection of rights of those most vulnerable to the impact of climate change, notably migrants, indigenous people, and local communities. The UN Migration Agency issues a strong appeal on Friday to political leaders gathered at COP30, urging governments to act in a coordinated manner to defend high-risk areas are essential to supporting.
This is it for this 9 p.m. English News Edition. Thank you for watching us. Stay tuned for more on RTD.